Constitution, Students' Federation of India. Aims: to organize the students in school, colleges, universities, and other educational institutions of the country, and also Indian students studying abroad under its banner to build a powerful and well-knit student movement for the upliftment and betterment of the student community. To take active interest in the struggle for liquidation of evil agencies of colonialism and for building in our country an independent, democratic, and socialist society to ensure a prosperous and progressive future for our people. To establish a democratic, scientific, and progressive education system ensuring education and job for all that will be facilitated by the implementation of comprehensive land reforms, elimination of stranglehold of international finance capital, and indigenous monopoly capitalism. To organize the students' community in the struggles of the wider democratic movement of the workers, peasants, and other progressive forces, and to struggle cooperation and support to achieve immediate demands and aims. To achieve the democratic rights of the students' community, right to democratic and independent expression and behavior, right to form students' union and association and right to assemble, right to participate in the management of all the education institutions and of all the bodies connected with the academic and other affairs of students' life. To work for free, universal and compulsory education up to secondary stage and abolition of all school fees up to +2 stage, and for all necessary and complete facilities of education, hostel, scholarship, sports, and cultural and social activities that would be adequate and within the reach of all the students. To ensure that education up to primary level is provided in mother tongue. To struggle for guarantee of employment after completion of education or unemployment grants till employed, and for fight for the recognition of the right to work as a constitutionally guaranteed fundamental right. To fight against every manifestation of an oppression or discrimination based on religion, caste, language, race, religion, or gender, and to work for secularism, communal harmony, amity, and equality of all. To extend warm solidarity to all the progressive forces of the world struggling for freedom, national independence, and socialism. To establish fraternal and friendly relations with all the other students' organizations which are pledged to work for secularism, democracy, socialism, and to have united action with other student organizations on specific issues and demands. To achieve the democratic rights of the students' community, right to democratic and independent expression and behavior, right to form students' union and association, and right to assemble, right to participate in the management of all the educational institutions and of all the bodies connected with the academic and other affairs of students' life. Flag. A flag with a red five-cornered star in a top left corner on a white background and independence, democracy, and socialism written one beneath the other, also in red, the ratio of length and breadth of the flag being 3:2. Affiliation of students' organization, members, and units. Student Federation of India may permit affiliation to any student organization based on a state in India or in certain areas of any state or on any education institution, provided that the organization accepts the programs of Student Federation of India and expresses its willingness to abide with the Constitution of Student Federation of India and command a certain minimum order of students on its rolls as decided by the Central Executive Committee of Student Federation of India. Any unit desiring affiliation to Student Federation of India shall charge its students or members a subscription fee of ₹1 per academic session in case of school students and ₹2 per academic session for students from other academic institutions, or $1 in case of overseas Indian students, and shall pay an affiliation fees of 20% of the subscription fee per member on its roll to the Central Executive Committee of the Student Federation of India. Apart from the affiliation fee from each member, each unit of the organization and the affiliated organization will have to pay a registration fee of ₹1 and overseas units and affiliates $1 per annum to the Central Executive Committee of Student Federation of India. Membership and right and duties of the members. A student above 12 years of age or studying in Standard 6 and above, whichever is earlier, irrespective of gender, caste, religion, language, race, or region, an opinion who accepts the objective of Student Federation of India and pays the required annual subscription fee is eligible to be a member. School students are required to pay an annual subscription of rupees 1, and students from other academic institutions have to pay rupees 2 and $1 in case of overseas Indian students. The membership will be valid for a single academic session only. The differential membership fee shall not in any way mean differential rights and duties of the members. Any member of Student Federation of India after the completion of one's education is eligible to enroll oneself as a member of another 2 years. Even after this period, the conference can elect those ex-students in the executive committee or as office bearers of the said committee. Every member will have the right to elect and to be elected and place one's opinion before the executive of Student Federation of India. A member will have the right of resignation. All the members will have the responsibility of implementing the programmes adopted through General Conference and right to propagate those objectives and activities of the Student Federation of India. Every member should regularly read the organ of Student Federation of India and should take responsibility of popularizing the organ. Every member can contribute and should collect funds for the organization. Disciplinary action. Disciplinary action may be taken against any member by the duly constituted committee under whose jurisdiction the member is enrolled, if the person's activities are against the interest or the constitution of the organization. A member facing disciplinary charges has the right to explain his or her conduct to the committee initiating action. Expulsion of a member has to be rectified by the next higher committee. A member who is expelled or is facing any disciplinary action has a right to appeal to the higher committees and subsequently up to the Central Executive Committee. Central Executive Committee can disaffiliate any unit for not conforming to the interest of the organization or acting against the aims and objectives of the organization. State bodies have similar powers vis-a-vis units under them. In the latter case, right of appeal for the units lie with the Central Executive Committee. Disaffiliation of any state committee by the Central Executive Committee must be placed for approval at the next All India Conference. Structures of the organization: conferences, executives, affiliated bodies, organized on state, district, zone or area, local and institution basis. The organization and its rights. The All India Conference will be the highest body of the entire organization. The state conference will be the highest body of the respective state organization. Similarly, the highest body of the organization for any level will be the conference of the organization of that particular level. The All India conferences will be held normally every 2 years. The affiliated bodies of Student Federation of India will elect delegates to All India Conference by proportional vote in the respective conferences. Delegates to a conference of Student Federation of India will be elected from conferences or organizational convention of the lower level bodies that come under its jurisdiction. In case of organization convention, advance ratification from the higher committee will be required. The number of delegates from any unit to a conference will be in certain proportion of the membership commanded by the unit. The executive or the committee of a level will decide on the ratio of delegation and membership and other matters pertaining to the details of the same conference at its level. The conference will take the final decision pertaining to the subject and the procedure of the conference and will elect a steering committee and a presidium for conducting the work of the conference. The conference will review the work of the organization of the interim period since the last conference and will adopt the future program. A statement on the work carried out and the annual accounts of the outgoing committee will be placed before the conference. The conference will elect an executive, the number of which shall be fixed by a conference. The voting will be by a secret ballot and proportional representation in case unanimity is wanting in the election. Executive. In between two conferences, the executive or the committee shall be the highest body. The executive will execute the decision of the conference. The executive will draft rules in conformity with the constitution for conducting the work. The SEC should meet at least thrice a year and notice of the meeting should be circulated at least 15 days prior to the meeting. If at least one-third of the members of the Central Executive Committee demand for a meeting, it shall have to call a meeting within 2 months. If more than one third of the members will be present at a meeting, the decision of the meeting shall be considered valid. If any seat becomes vacant, the executive can co-opt to fill up the space. The member of the executive shall have to pay the fee of 1 rupee per year. The executive may form different subcommittees to carry on its work. The executive after its election shall elect a president, a general secretary, and a vice president, and joint secretaries whose numbers it shall decide. The total strength of the central secretariat will not exceed one third of the total strength of the executive. The executive shall form the editorial board for the organ of the Student Federation of India, or secretariat should take the necessary responsibility. The executive may assign one member from the secretariat to supervise the fund. All the affiliated state units should be present in the executive. The president, or in the absence of the president, any vice president shall conduct the functions of the executive committee. The All India Conference shall be convened by the decisions of the executive. The executive is empowered to remove, suspend, or expel any of its members or office bearers for misconduct or any anti-organization activities. The Secretariat. The Secretariat shall consist of office bearers. It conducts the function of the interim period between the two executive meetings. The General Secretary, after consultation with the Secretariat, shall convene the meeting of the Executive Committee. The affiliated bodies and state committees of the organization can have their own constitution without transgressing or conflicting with the provision of the Constitution of Student Federation of India. Rules under Constitution. The rules under Constitution can be amended by the Central Executive Committee. To ensure the rights of the individual members, the primary unit committees must organize general body meetings after the interval of certain regular periods, and primary unit committees will have to take into cognizance the views of the general body and make necessary alteration or rectification if needed so arises. But these general body meetings should not be constructed as substitute to the annual unit conference. To organize such general body meetings in a meaningful manner, it is necessary to limit the membership under one primary unit committee. To adopt such a course, it is obvious that the institution cannot always be the basis for the formation of the unit. The new basis for such units may be evolved in consultation with the immediate higher committee. To adopt the democratic principles for functioning of the organization, it is necessary to define the areas of rights and responsibilities of various committees at different levels. The rights of the different committees are as follows. The primary unit committee will have the absolute right of taking decision concerning issues at the institution level or its defined area of the work, provided such decisions do not have implications which go beyond the confines of the institution or the unit's area of work. The local bodies will have the absolute right to take decision concerning issues at its respective local level, provided such decisions do not have implications which go beyond the confines of the respective local. The zonal or area committee will have the absolute right to take decision concerning issues at the respective area or zonal level, provided such decisions do not have implications which go beyond the confines of the respective area or zone. The district committee will have absolute right to take decision concerning issues at the respective district level, provided such decisions do not have implications which go beyond the confines of the respective districts. The state committee will have the absolute right to take all the decision concerning issues at the respective level, provided such decisions do not have implications which go beyond the confines of the respective state. The state committee will have the right to publish journals. Committees can only do so with explicit permission from the state committee. The SEC will have the absolute right to take decisions on all the issues of national and international concern. With new and diverse conditions of the student movement prevailing in different parts of the country, the mechanism of affiliation is not only adequate to provide organizational space for interaction with new student structures with democratic content which are coming up on regional basis. For advancement of the united and democratic student movement of the country, it is necessary to bestow consultative status to these structures. The CEC will have the absolute power to work out the exact mechanism, taking the concrete decisions on the basis of evaluation of specific cases.